Welcome back to another episode of the We'll Just Agree
To disagree.
podcast. I am Ryan Lee.
And I'm Beyonce Fox. Hi, Ryan.
What up, B?
That and this and a little bit of everything else. You know the drill.
Can I say to everyone watching right now, I apologize for my hair. I go get a haircut today, but I feel like my hair currently represents my life. Yeah, a hot mess. And I'm actually can't believe I'm recording this podcast without a hat on today.
I was
That's
just
how I
saying,
feel comfortable.
you normally have a hat on.
I feel comfortable with y'all. I don't even have the energy to find a hat, but I'm just looking in the camera like as we started this podcast, like, bro, you got to do better.
No, it's fine. Honestly, it's perfectly fine. And you're gonna go get lined up today, so you're good. No big
Yeah,
deal.
shout out to my barber. He about to get me straight today once I leave here. But anyways, I'm sorry. I Let's get into this topics, B. We got to talk about it. It went down on social media this week. I was hurt. Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson called it quits.
You were hurt.
I was hurt.
First of all, it lasted about 9 months, and I didn't even think it would get past 3. So they did pretty well. If
Yeah.
you ask me, I really was not expecting much out of this relationship. You know how those Hollywood relationships are. Some last, some are pretty solid and strong, but this particular one, and just like take this lightly. It's not a big deal, age and all that. But I will say, Kim is in her early 40s.
Uh-huh.
Pete is in his late 20s. He has no kids. Kim has 4 children. It's just not a balance. It's not a balance there. And you know, he's been linked to some very influential women in Hollywood over the years, and even those relationships didn't really last too much. But then when you throw in the element of Ye and the kids, and I didn't think it
I
would last that
actually
long.
thought, I'm not gonna lie. At first I thought like this ain't gonna last. Then after a few months, I was like, wait, yo, I kind of like them together. And I thought they reminded me of Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. I thought just how Kourtney's like they are mad in love with one another. She went and found that dude after dealing with the Scott thing, and she is just in love with him.
Mhm.
I really thought I was like Kim and Pete are gonna be the next them. Like I I actually for this.
Even with all of the drama with Ye getting involved and stuff, you really thought it would last? Dude, that's a lot of drama. And I don't know what man would even want to put up with any of that. Like, seriously.
Well, a man that truly loves the girl.
You think?
Yeah,
Nowadays, in today's
I
day and age?
I really
I
okay.
don't
Tell me this: do you think Kim regrets bringing him around the kids now?
No, because if she regretted it, she probably would have not done it in the first place.
Mm.
Just my opinion. I mean, most women don't generally bring the kids around a man they're dating unless you know for a fact, like, okay, yeah. But I think she was just like, okay, let me
Mhm.
get back with Ye. Kim
Me.
Kardashian impression.
How does she sound?
It was just a lot of daggers thrown and stuff in that whole thing. So one way to get a man riled up is to mess with his children. Leave the kids out of it. So, in my opinion, she was kind of wrong on that, but it is what it is. It's not my life, it's hers. She can do whatever she wants to do. But personally, I would not bring my children, all 4 of them, around a man that I'm dating in that sense until I knew, okay, this is pretty solid.
Right. Now, what do you think about Kanye's post that he made after he found out the news that they broke it up? For those who
Wrong and
well,
disrespectful.
for those who don't know, Kanye posted a picture of a New York Times newspaper, and in big bold letters, Skeet Davidson dead at age 28.
First of all, you don't play with death like that, okay? If you don't joke around with death like that. And in today's day and age, with things trending and just going on social media, like somebody could really glance at that and think, like, "Oh my God, he died for real." And then, and not only that, we all know that both Kanye and Pete Davidson suffer from mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
They're very transparent about it. It's public. It's nothing that's a secret. You gotta really be careful because someone who suffers from mental health issues, they can be laughing and grinning on the outside, but just torn up on the inside. And I'm hearing that he's like having some issues right now.
Yeah, they're alleging, I say alleging, but allegedly he is in a trauma therapy for everything that he went through. Not more so about the breakup, but because of everything he dealt with Kanye online.
Mm-hmm. I love Kanye all day long, but I thought that was a little bit too much. That was just over the top to say that the man had died. And we know he was referring to the relationship being gone or dead. I get it. But to do like a mock of a news headline and that was just a little bit too much, especially for someone who's like mid-40s. Come on, man.
Do you think they're done, or do you think there's hope?
Wait, for who and who?
For Kim and Pete.
Nah.
You think they're done?
Yeah, I think it's done. Yeah. At the end of the day, like I said, look at the stats, man. Like, I just don't see a woman like in her early 40s just continuing.
Well, you know what, B? I'm 28, the same age as Pete. So what are you saying?
I'm just saying, like, would you really date Kim Kardashian? And she's got 4 kids. Nothing wrong with having children. Don't get it twisted.
I don't have to see the kids.
With the goals in your life and what you're trying to accomplish, you're going to marry a woman who's 12, 13, 14, 15 years older than you, and she has children already.
Let me tell you one thing. If it's Kim Kardashian that you're throwing at me, right?
Just a random woman in her.
No. We're going back to Kim Kardashian. We're going back to Kim Kardashian, and I'm going to try my best not to cuss. But I can give 2 Fs about them goals and career goals I've told you about on this podcast. If I'm dating Kim Kardashian, what's up? What's up? I'm not doing work no more. What?
See? You're wrong.
Why am I working?
Marrying that girl for her KK money. Don't do that.
No. So absolutely don't. That was the wrong question to ask. So I really do feel bad for Pete. My prayers are with them on this relationship that they may be able to work it back out. Kanye, just be chill, bro.
Everybody just be chill. All 3 of them. Yeah, everybody. All 3 of them. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of somebody that should probably chill out a little bit, Irv Gotti has been going viral on social media because he's been talking a lot. Now, Irv Gotti said on the Drink Champs podcast, which, by the way, shout out to the Drink Champs podcast, dope podcast. He was speaking about him and Ashanti having sexual relations back in the day. Even though he was married, separated, whatever you want to call it, nobody really kind of technically knew. Even people like Fat Joe are coming out now like, yo, we may have thought something, but we never knew for sure. So for you to say this 20 years later, backstory, him and Ja Rule, they have a Murder Inc. Documentary that is out now. That is why he's doing press for it. The question, though, is Irv Gotti wrong for speaking on all this about Ashanti? It's specifically the sexual relationship that he's saying him and Ashanti had. Is it kind of like, yo, you're kissing and telling, 20 years later, you're sounding bitter, or is it his story and he has the right to tell it?
He absolutely has the right to tell it. I mean, it's part of the fabric of his story. So therefore, he has the right to tell it. Now, the approach and how you tell it is a different story. But the man absolutely has the right to talk about what has happened in his past. I mean, it's part of a documentary. It only makes sense to give us the facts we want to know. But to call this woman out of her name, to use the B word, to do this, he's wrong and he's foul for that.
Yeah.
That's what I disagree with. You don't have to do that. And obviously he is bitter. You had a relationship with a woman 20 years ago. And if you are married, first of all, that's infidelity, not a good look, wrong. So it's like you're dissing yourself too in the process.
Yeah.
Basically saying you're a cheat and you're unfaithful to your wife.
Right.
Secondly, yes, you're exposing Ashanti But that was 20 years ago. Does that really carry as much weight as it would had he said it back then?
Right,
No.
right.
But again, I just don't like the disrespect. I don't like the bitter attitude. I don't like how he's just kind of throwing this around just so he can promote the documentary. And he's just had some issues with Ashanti, obviously, because she wanted her masters. And, he's the label owner and she was the star on the label and just a lot of confusion. But, bruh, that was 20 years ago. Who cares?
Can I say, though, that I love that with all these years that Irv Gotti still brings up Ashanti's name, she does not speak on him. And I'm sure you can agree. One of the things, if you really want to get under a guy's skin as a female, completely ignore us or leave us on red. We will feel some type of way because you always think as a man, I can get that back. I can get that old thing back. I'll get her talking with this. She does not speak on it. So I actually love that for Ashanti. So I think, yes, it's his story. Yes, he can speak his truth. But I think people now are like, Irv, every time you speak in now, when you randomly pop up to do interviews, Ashanti's name is in your mouth about something.
Yeah. But I mean, we have to also consider the fact that Ashanti, again, was the star on that label.
Right.
And I mean, they had a meteoric rise with her and then her doing stuff with Ja Rule. And I mean, Murder Inc. in the day, boy, was that label. Hits after hits. And like I said before, he does have the right to speak on it, but it's just how you speak on it that matters. And he obviously has an issue with Ashanti.
Oh, absolutely.
Bringing her up.
Absolutely. But Beyonce, be honest. You have a name in this industry. People know Beyonce Fox. If there was somebody that you may mess with that also was in the industry 20 plus years ago who did an interview and was like, yeah, y'all know Beyonce Fox in Chicago. Yeah, I used to do wop, this, and that. Wouldn't you kind of be like, what was your purpose? What was the reasoning?
I would be like Ashanti and put silence to that mess. It would not affect me. It was so long ago, number one. Number two, what's the point in bringing this up? Does it change anything? No. Okay. I was young then. I was 20 years old then. Right. So what? It is what it is. Did it hurt anything? I mean, we got these hit records for days. He's just bitter, and he obviously is probably still in love or in lust with Ashanti. I mean, she's a bad girl. I mean, even Nelly tried to get back with her.
They just Ashanti just popped up at Nelly's concert like the other day and went on stage with them. So I know it probably kills Irv to see they still now have come back around and are still cool, but she still won't pick up your phone call.
See? So she knows exactly what she's doing and she's playing it the right way. And he's seeing that, oh, okay, so she's going to get back with Nelly possibly, or they still cool. But I can't even get a phone call. Yeah. So she knows what she's doing. She's playing the game. She's pushing all the right buttons. And I'm happy for her. You know, she recently got her Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. I mean, she's doing it. She's still relevant. She's still out here, you know, doing different things. So it is what it is, man. Move on, dude. Move on.
Yeah, I hate that for Irv because I think Irv is dope, but I think he's losing, I think people are losing respect for him when it comes to, Irv becoming a bitter, bro.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's accomplished his goal, too. Oh. And that is everybody's talking about it.
Marketing 101.
I can't wait to see the analytics on the ratings on this documentary.
Which I've already heard episode 1 was really good.
Yeah. I'll DVR it or
next 2 weeks, August 28th, is that 2 weeks from now?
A little bit more than 2 weeks.
It's the VMAs. So coming up on one of these next episodes, we're going to have to do what we did for the BET Awards and predict who do we think is going to win for the VMAs.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Yeah. And you know, Nicki Minaj is going to be performing her new single, and she's been tweeting and stuff saying, don't miss it. This is going to be so Vegas.com. You don't want to miss it. Don't want to miss it. And she's also going to be at our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Festival in Vegas
Yes.
at the end of September. So I'm looking forward to seeing Nikki. I want to see this performance because when I went to the Essence Fest last month, yeah. So I can't wait to see this performance.
No, your mic cut out. Your mic cut out. You were saying when you went what?
To the Essence Fest. Nicki Minaj came out on stage like 3 hours late or something like that. Did you hear that part?
Was it a hit or a miss?
Did you? Hello? Anyway, yeah. August 28th, we'll be doing our predictions again.
Okay, really quick also before we get up out of here, then we're done. Me and you both were at the Kingdom Tour, Kirk Franklin, Maverick City, this past weekend in Chicago. Tamela Mann was there, David Mann there. The list goes on. Jonathan McReynolds, Chicago's on. Really quick, one word to sum it up. What would you say?
I don't have a word. I don't have one. I honestly don't have one.
Have one.
What?
It just came to my mind. One word to describe the Kingdom Tour. Everything.
Bam. There it is.
We praised, we worshiped, we cried, we laughed, we danced, we fellowshipped. It was everything in one arena.
Yeah. It was so good. So good.
Shout out to everybody on the Kingdom Tour. Shout out to Chicago's on Jonathan McReynolds. It was just amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
And shout out to your sister that I got to see.
Yay! She loves you so much. She calls you Rai Rai.
If you call me Rai Rai, we have a different type of relationship.
She loves you, dude.
All right, B, we're going to get up out of here. You guys can follow me at Ryan Media Lee. B, where can they check you out at?
Beyonce Fox, BIONCEFOX.
All right, and make sure you guys follow us, share at We'll Just Agree to Disagree, and you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be back next week, episode 72.
Ooh, man.
Close to that 100.
Oh, yeah, we are. Hope we make it.